Okay. Let's start back from the beginning. Oh man, shame on you, Lonzo Williams. So, DNS poisoning, y'all. That's the first thing we're gonna take a look at, okay? So, class, y'all remember DNS poisoning, also known as DNS redirection or DNS farming. This is when an attacker is redirecting you to a malicious website, to their website. So when you type in facebook.com, like I did here a few minutes ago with myself, you're expecting to go to facebook.com. But if an attacker poisons your DNS entries, you won't end up at facebook.com. You're going to end up on another website. More than likely a malicious website, aka a bad website. So, security analysts like me or like Zoe or you all, you have to try to stop these things before they happen. How do we stop them before they happen? Well, one way, because there are a bunch of ways, one way we can do that is by checking to see if our DNS entries are contaminated, if they've been poisoned. So, what does that mean? How do we check the DNS entries? So, like I was trying to do a few minutes ago, you all know about DNS resolution, and when your website or when you type in facebook.com, your web browser takes you to Facebook. However, your web browser is grabbing an IP address. It needs Facebook's address. If I'm going to go to drive you to Facebook, I need its address. And it grabs the address from a DNS server. Now, sometimes you can configure your computer to ask itself before it asks a DNS server. I'm going to say that again. You can configure your computer to ask this host file for Facebook's address instead of asking a DNS server. So this is a host file. The host file contains DNS entries. This is a DNS name. This is an IP address. These together are DNS entries. So your host file contains DNS entries that resolve to where you want it to go. So if we want to go to facebook.com, we're telling our web browser to take us to this IP address, which happens to be the IP address of another one of our machines, this Kali Linux machine. So when we type in facebook.com, it's not going to take us to Facebook on this computer that we're looking at. This computer that we're on right now, this virtual machine, this Windows virtual machine. When we type in Facebook, it's going to take us somewhere else. So now because we don't have our web server standing right now or provision, you all know what provisioning means. You're creating something. We don't have our web server provision right now. So when we type in facebook.com, we're just going to see an error message. But just imagine if we had that website provision. We could have a website that had a cross-site script or JavaScript embedded in it. And if it was on the website, that's known as a stored or a persistent cross-site scripting attack. Now that's a pretty advanced DNS redirection or DNS farming attack. because you've created a malicious website that has a script embedded in it. And soon as Marquita goes to the website, or Atiba goes to the website, or Sam goes to the website, he activates that script, and now his cookies are sent to me, the attacker. All right, so I'm going to hit enter, and it should just give us an error message because I don't have on this web server, on this Kali Linux machine right here, I don't have my web server stood up. So it's going to give us an error message. And you all know what a web server is. This is when we have a web application installed on a server. If you don't know what a web server is, please check out our web server versus database server video. Definitely check that out if you're signed up for the next class. So Sam, check that out. It's going to help a lot when we're talking about different concepts in class. And you're going to see this DNS poisoning again. Okay, and we're going to break it down a lot more than this, like the bare bones. But this was really for our classes right now who didn't get a chance to see it. We wanted them to see what DNS poisoning looked like, and this is what it looks like. This is you're getting. So if you're at work, and interview points for my class right now. Atiba, if an interviewer asks you, what logs would you check to see if you've been affected by a DNS poisoning attack? You're going to check your host file. And you're going to look at the entries. And if the entries don't line up, if you got Facebook pointing to some IP address you don't know about, or it looks suspicious, then you have a problem. Now, buffer overflows. Let's do this buffer overflow attack. So what is a buffer overflow, y'all? It's when an attacker is abusing a location in memory. Let's say we have this application, which we do. I'm going to So this application right here, it's called Buffer Overflow. Somebody made this application, but they didn't. The application does something. You all know what an application is. You double click it, it opens up. Like Instagram, Facebook, your banking applications. This Buffer Overflow is an application. Okay, but instead of double clicking it, we're going to run it from the command line. And this application is going to ask us for a password. If it's going to ask us for a password, right? If we give it the wrong password, it's going to say that is the wrong password. If we give it the right password, it's going to give us administrative access. What is the password again? Okay, I think so. Uh-oh. There we go. The geek stuff. Now we have access to it. But Toby, you were talking about a buffer overflow attack. Yeah, I was. So, a buffer overflow attack is when we give an application more than it can handle. We're putting more things into a place of memory than it can handle. So this is a entry field right here. And this field can only handle a certain amount of characters. And if we give it too many characters, the application is going to break. It's going to do something wrong. It could crash and shut down, or it could escalate our privileges if we were a normal user on this computer. And we just talked about escalating privileges again. So remember, if I give it the wrong password, it fails. When I give it the right password, we're good. I gave it the wrong password again. I gave it way more characters that it could handle. I overflowed the buffer, and now look what happened. I was still able to get root access, and root is admin, administrator. I was still able to get root access, and you can see the vulnerability that gave me the access. It was a segmentation fault. There were too many characters for this application to handle, so it just didn't know what to do. It's like in the movies when you see, or the cartoons where you see the robot going haywire and just crashing. Well, this application crashed and gave us access we shouldn't have right now. So that is a buffer overflow attack, y'all. That is the buffer overflow. This is a very, very, very basic example of it. It can get really complicated. Okay, very complicated because there are different types. You have heap, and we're not going to get into all of it, but in its very simple nature, this is a buffer overflow attack. Let me know if that doesn't make sense, because now we're about to get into some PBQs, because I know a few of y'all are getting ready to take. So y'all, what we do on Cyber Thursdays for people who may be new, we do things like this. We go over different security tools, over different security concepts, things that people are doing on the job, like right now. We do it for our students so they can get some experience on tools that they may be using at work, get them ready for their exam. And then afterwards, we like to do some PBQs to also help them get them ready for their exam. PBQ stands for problem-based questions. We're going to break it down using the language of security, the language that we're teaching and learning in class, and we're going to knock them out. So I can't see who I'm going to pick on today because I can't see all the users. I like to pick on a few folks. But if you're taking the exam, I think Lorenzo is in here, so I'm going to definitely pick on Lorenzo and Marquita. I can't pick on you yet, Sam, because I'm going to feel like a bully, and I don't want to do that. I can't pick on Atiba because he's already taken the exam, so I got a few I can pick on. If you're in here and you're from the class, shout at me, yell at me, type at me, all caps at me, and I can pick on you too. All right? I'm going to be fair and pick on everybody if I can. So let's get these PBQs up. Let me find it real quick. And if y'all can't hear me, please let me know. Don't leave me talking to myself. That's not fair. And remember, well, Marquita and Glory, if you're on here, remember, well, y'all can't remember because you weren't there. Tiba brought up a good point earlier today in our class, and he mentioned that, you know, a lot of these things that we're looking at are much tougher than what you're going to see on your exam. Cool, perfect. They're much tougher than what you're going to see on your exam. Okay, the exam is going to be vague, but these questions are really to get you ready for it. So don't beat yourself up. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. It's all right. I'll beat you up, and then you won't get it wrong again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick on Lorenzo this time. Lorenzo, you know how this goes. You know how we get down on Cyber Thursdays. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. Do your thing. And just post your answer in the chat. This time, dang, we don't have a private chat right now. Usually we have a private chat where everybody can share their answer. So, dang, bro. Everybody just go ahead and post your answer. We don't know who's going to be right. It doesn't matter. Hey, Bola, are you on here, man? I hope you are. I saw you try to join our Zoom meeting. I hope you got the email about us switching over to YouTube Live. I want to give this a try and see if we like it better or not. Bet. All right. Let me make sure I got this chat up. So, dang, I can't even draw on here like I used to on Zoom. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know about this so far. I miss drawing. I'm gonna give you about 1 more minute, Lorenzo. Dang. Oh nah, we gonna have to work on this drawing thing. Yeah. Go ahead, send your answers, Obi. Just send them in here. We don't know who's gonna be right. I know we don't have our private chat this time, but send your answers, throw them in. I think I found a way to get around that drawing. Boy, I think I'm a genius right now, man. Whoops. All right, so let's go through this together. All right. Okay, I think packet analyzer and proxy server. Okay. Packet analyzer and proxy server. So let's read this together. For the best network protection, the placement of specialized servers and network appliances is critical. You have two devices to place on the network. One is intended to examine the traffic on your network servers, capture the data, and present it in a readable format. And the second should provide internal clients with internet access with PAT and NAT capabilities. Place the labels of these devices to the best location or subnet shown on the map or map shown. So, what are we doing here? We're trying to pick one of these tools and put how many? Two. Two of them somewhere on this map in order to solve this question. So one of the tools is intended to examine the traffic on your network servers. What type of tool here examines traffic? And you picked it. Packet analyzers. Packet analyzers. Actually, you picked both of the right tools. I just don't know if you gave me a position. No, you didn't give me a position yet. You did pick the right tools. The packet analyzer is going to capture data and present it in a readable format. Okay, and we're going to put the good job, Obi. We're going to put the packet analyzer in position number 3. Why? Because examine traffic on your network servers. Capture the data and present it in a readable form. That is the definition of a packet analyzer. And the second one, where do we put it? The second one is a proxy server. Somebody put it in position 1. Where do we need it? And the second should provide internal clients with internet access with PAT and NAT capabilities. The internal clients are over here. These are the clients. These are internal clients. So we're going to put the proxy server in position 2. We wouldn't put it in position 1 because if we put that proxy server in position 1, our web server, mail server, and database server are all going to use that same proxy. Now, the issue with that is the access control list, or the ACLs we have on this proxy, these servers and the DMZ are going to have to follow it too. But these servers in the DMZ are not going to have the same rules or constraints as computers or clients on our local area network. So that's why the proxy server is going to be in position 1, because the question wants it to provide access for internal clients. Exactly. An example of a packet sniffer is Wireshark, TCP dump, WinDump, and we went over one of them. We went over TCP dump last Cyber Thursday. And if you all want to know what a packet analyzer looks like, if you don't understand the output, what you're reading, just go back and look at that video. It's up there. It's pretty dope. So, good job, y'all. Let's go to the next one. Let's make sure we got it right first. Bang, bang. All right. Usually I skip this one, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this to Glory. Hey, and Bola, next Thursday, I got you with those routing protocols. This is a layup. Layup. Hey, and while y'all are answering the question, hey, if y'all ever have an interview coming up and you want some help on that interview, let me know. Send us an email. Email us. I'll drop the email over here, but here where we. Send us an email. Let us know. Give us the job description if you can, and we'll use that as an opportunity for everybody to benefit from. On one of the future Cyber Thursdays, we're gonna do a mock interview, but I do want to get the request out the way first. But I wanted to look at some routing protocols like OSPF, and we'll explain it. And there were a few other labs that I wanted to do. So we're definitely going to have another mock interview coming up. All right. So Glory said IP config. Does anybody else have anything else? If you do, let me know. If not, that is okay, because Glory is right. IP config is what we use to get the IP configurations of our host, of a specific host. It wouldn't be ping because we use ping. Here, let me show you. So ping we use to check if a system is online. Google.com, the web server, is online. Traceroute, or traceRT, we use to see how many hops and what routers our system takes to get to Google.com. Okay, and right now we have 1 hop, 2 hops, 3 hops, 4 hops. There's a firewall in the way. While that's doing its hops, NS lookup is what we use for DNS resolution. Okay. ARP is what we use to get our local configurations. And all these commands, if it looks crazy to you, Sam, don't worry. We go through all of this in the class. Trust me. That's why Glory did a good job at answering this. Netstat is going to give us our network configurations. And then we had Nmap, which is a port scanner. I can't use it on this Windows computer. Nmap, it's going to scan Google's web server for open ports. And I probably shouldn't be doing that because Google's going to, it may not complain at me, but you don't want to port scan companies without their permission, okay? That's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. And then Netcat is like the Army switch knife. It can do so many things. But Glory, you were right. It's IP config because we want the specific IP configurations of a host, okay? Including how the IP is addressed, the dynamic addressing, all of that you will find under IP config. So good job, Glory. Let's go Obi. Just put them in the order you think they're right. Let's try to keep them on the same line if we can, y'all. Like it's separated by a comma. And y'all, if you're getting ready for the security plus and you're trying to start thinking like these folks are here, trying to start answering the questions like they are, definitely sign up for our security plus class. Definitely. Our security plus class is a thorough 10-week course. We break all of these things down to its bare bone fundamentals and we bring it back up. I like to break them down with paintings. I just can't draw right now because YouTube Live does not want me to succeed as an artist. And it's okay because I'm going to find a way around it. So we definitely sign up for our next class. We have a few seats left. It's starting November 9th. November 9th, it's Monday through Thursday, 8:15 p.m. to 9:35 p.m. Okay. 4 days a week. Hello, feelings on 50. Hey, Sam, you feel like that now, but I guarantee you after that first week, you're going to be like, hey, yo, Run that Cyber Thursday back. Run it back. You gonna say run it back? I'm ready. Trust me. I think Atiba started in Cyber. Yeah, he did start on Cyber Thursdays before he came into the class, and he got certified before his class was over. His class just ended today, and everybody who's in Atiba's class, man, y'all were dope. That was definitely a fun class. I had fun, and I was going to tear up at the end of class, but I'm a soldier. You feel me? I'm a soldier. Right? So for y'all and for me, I'm gonna keep those tears inside, and we gonna keep it cozy on Cyber Thursday, so we don't miss each other too much. All right. Let me stop before I cry again. Where you at, Obi? Come on, man. I'm over here talking about crying, and you taking advantage of me right now. All right, so let's walk through this together. In preparation for a presentation to user groups in your company regarding social engineering, you want to be sure you present correct information. Drag and drop to match the attack method to its correct description and target. Now remember, with these, we want to start with what we know, which are the options on the left. What is a hoax? What is whaling? What is phishing? What is vishing? Now, our first option here, attacker calls victims pretending to be from a reputable company in order to obtain financial details. This we already know. If they're calling somebody, is it a hoax? Is it whaling? Is it phishing? Or is it vishing? It has to be vishing. Attacker poses as trusted individual through email or fake website to attain sensitive or confidential information. That has to be either whaling or phishing. But we know whaling is targeted to executive level employees. This is a customized version of phishing. So we're going to put phishing here, and because of our process of elimination, good job, Lorenzo. Because of our process of elimination, we're left with hoax, which is a fake event. All right. If Marquita, if you're in here, please let me know. I'm gonna pick on you next. I think we're gonna do Cyber Thursdays keep doing it on Zoom because I like hearing you all talk back, and I like drawing. But it's up to you all. You let me know what you think. If you all like YouTube Live better, let me know. If it's easier for you to connect to it. If you prefer Zoom, let me know. We'll take a vote. I may use YouTube Live to do other things. Don't hate, Zoe. Hey, Zoe, but what do you think? You think we should keep it on Zoom, or do you like YouTube Live better? Dang, Zoe. I just saw your Google review, man. Y'all really want to make me cry today. That's just everybody's mission today is to make me cry. Man, I I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. Like I really do. I'm happy that everybody was able to benefit and we're all able to win and create our own tables to come and eat. Cause I got OCD. I don't want nobody at my table, man. We can all build our own tables and eat in the same building. So I really appreciate that review, bro. And I'm happy for you, man. If y'all don't know, Zoe was one of our very first students. Our very first students. He got certified. He had interviews after interviews after interviews. And the one that he landed was with a big time company. And they paying him pretty good. Pretty damn good if you ask me. So, congratulations, bro. And it feels good that Zoe's one of my best friends. So, I'm really happy. Drinks on you. Drinks on you, brother. So, let's see what we got. Something you know is first. Let me see. Okay. Okay. That's everybody saying. Something you do is second. Okay. Did we pick multi-factor for the? Yep, multi-factor authentication. There you go. And I don't know what we picked for the last one. Third. No. Multi-factor is third. And then somewhere you are is this one because multi-factor is two factors of authentication. The smart card is something you have, and this facial recognition is something you are, and the PIN is something you know. So you got three factors here. Oh, crap. Did I switch it around? Something you know, something you do, multi-factor, oh, crap. You guys didn't tell me I put the wrong one there. Somewhere you are. Something you do. And don't make that mistake on the exam. Don't do that. Take your time, y'all. Take your time. So y'all, we're gonna end it there. I think from now on we're just gonna do Cyber Thursday on Zoom. Like Zoe said, it's a lot more interactive. I feel like I'm talking to myself here. Hey, if y'all are benefiting from Cyber Thursdays, can y'all do me a favor and just post make a review on Google, on our Google page? Just go ahead and type in olinesecurity.com and just leave a review. You know, let people know about Cyber Thursdays, your experience with it, so they can join too. It's for everybody. We want everybody to be able to benefit. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is shut this live down. Next Thursday, we're gonna keep it on Zoom so I can draw. And yeah, y'all. I really appreciate your time. Yo, August class, it was my pleasure, man. We had fun. You all learned a lot. I'm sorry, Zoe. But the August class has been my favorite class so far, bro. It's been one of my favorite class, man. So y'all definitely don't lose contact. Stay on the Slack channel. Let us know what you need for Cyber Thursdays. Bola, I think you're still in there. If if there are other things you want us to go over on Cyber Thursdays, let us know. All right, let us know. And once you guys get certified, and gals, let me know so we can go ahead and put you in the jobs channel. All right. The reason we don't put you in there right away is because we want you to focus on getting the certification first. Then after you get the certification, it looks better on your resume. Don't try to pull a okey doke on me and tell me that you got certified and then we put you in there and then you're wondering why people aren't hitting you back because you don't have a certification and you don't have any experience. You need the certification if you don't have experience. All right, y'all. So all right, man. Y'all have a good night. Have a good night. Stay safe and study. Study, study, study. Do us a favor and leave that Google review if you have a minute, 30 seconds. That would definitely help us a lot. We record the Cyber Thursdays. We do record Cyber Thursdays. We don't record the actual classes. Cyber Thursdays is always recorded if I remember. If I remember to hit the record button. But Bola usually reminds me. But all right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Don't stay up too late. Somebody got to get some sleep for us.